Actually, I've been doing a lot of research about it lately, in the past year. Um, I know the very basic steps. I know the more difficult things you can do. I mean, everything from adding a CFLCLF, the little bulby fluorescent lights, to solar power. It's a huge movement, and it's a really important movement right now. We've got greenhouse gases. We've got tons of oil being put into transporting tropical fruit from Taiwan to your door when you could easily get one in season down at the local market. And so I think it's a really important thing for people to educate themselves about. Oh yeah, definitely. Not only health benefits to you personally, like wearing organic cotton, wearing bamboo, can really, really help you. You're not getting all those chemicals from the polyester. I mean, they say that there are chemicals from the 70s that were banned. That were banned in the 70s, but they're still floating around in the fields and in the places that the things that you're putting on your skin or rubbing into your skin or eating. The places that those things are being grown, you're still getting those kinds of chemicals, and I mean those are just the ones that have already been banned. I mean it's just like a pack of cigarettes. They say that they've got so many different chemicals because they're a bad thing. They'll tell you the chemicals, but those chemicals aren't everything that we're doing. And so I think it's a really healthy thing for people to do personally, but I also think the health benefits for the earth. I mean, I'm not really a tree hugger per se, but there's I believe it's the Iroquois tribe. I'm probably completely screwing this up, but they say that we are stewards of the earth and that we need to care for the 7 generations after us, not just for our own needs and our own uses. And I think that now is definitely a time for us all to take responsibility for our actions and for the actions of our forefathers and say, this living in the moment to use up what we need is not going to sustain a world for our children and our grandchildren. And so we really need to think about the clear cutting of trees and the creation of plastics from oils and the landfills. Don't even get me started on the landfills. I mean, just using biodegradable products and products from reused things encourages recycling and keeps your 50 water bottles that you're using a day out of a landfill. If you get a product placement, Clean Canteen, stainless steel water bottle. I mean, there's just so many little things that a person can do that it seems wrong not to. I would consider myself a green person in training. Like I said, it's just something that I've really become passionate about in the last year, and so I've been doing a lot of research and trying to do it in little ways. And I mean, I'm a poor college kid, so I can't be living off solar power off the grid in the middle of nowhere, wearing only organic fabric that I grew myself or made sure it was all free trade from. I mean, being realistic, I think I'm doing what I can to be green. I recycle on a regular basis, and not just paper and aluminum stuff. I try to get the glass and things like that. I try to recycle things like my clothing. If I'm not going to be using it anymore, I don't throw it out. I try to take good care of my clothing, so by the time of my end of the use of it, I can give it to a thrift store, or do a garage sale, or find a new purpose for it, like turning an old sweater into like oven mitts and things like that. I try to use the fluorescent light bulby things, the CLFL or CLFs, I can't remember which ones.
CFL.
Okay, there you go. I try to use those light bulbs, and I try to encourage other people to take up practices as well. Actually, the theater that I work in, we're doing a lot of green movement things, and not to make my boss seem uneducated or anything, but I think that she doesn't necessarily she's very passionate about it, but I don't think she always thinks about it in every step of the way. And so I've had the opportunity to a lot of times be there and be like, oh well, what if we did this? It'd be a lot more green, and to encourage that. And yeah, I think doing what I can, given my circumstances.